How can I help increase your odds of winning in business? I help small and medium-sized business owners create immediate cash flow and increase their net worth by a minimum of $100,000 through real estate by helping them create SPVs. I'm Mr. SPV, and I help you do this in the next 90 days to 12 months. Because here's your other option. Let's say you just want to play the sideline. Okay. Now imagine buying 2 investment properties per year at a minimum of $100,000. Okay, minimum. The average net rent from that is $400 a month, which means each year your property increases an average of 2% every year. That's the national average. Go to Google right now and type in average national increase on real estate, and it's 2 to 3% every year. So that means after 5 years, only 5, if you bought 2 income producing properties a year with the average rents of $400 a month net, meaning after all expenses, and you can even cut that in half. After 5 years at $400 net profit after expenses, you have a net profit of $48,000 a year. 50% of people don't even make $48,000 a year on their 9 to 5. And I'm showing you how to do this in the next 5 years. We have 23-year-olds who's going to be doing this before he's 30. And you'll have a real estate portfolio valued at over $1 million. Now, here's what I'm talking about for most people who are invested into a 401k or a company-backed investment account. If you're under 25, your average balance in your 401k should be about $7,300. The average right now is $2,800. Look at 35 to 44. On average, you're supposed to have $91,000 saved into an investment account, but the average is $35,000. So that means if you had to stop working at 35 to 44, your 401k balance only has about $35,000 in there, and you can't even touch it until you're 65. At 65 years old, the average balance that you're supposed to have at 60, that means you done dedicated 40 years of your life to that company. You only have an average of $272,000, but the national median balance is only $88,000 after 40 years, which means you got to stretch that $88,000 for another 20, 30 years, depending on how long you plan on living. But I just showed you, being extremely conservative after 5 years, how to have $1 million portfolio that you can borrow against. Pales in comparison, and you got to factor in higher taxes too. I'm just showing y'all the surface. I just want you to see the surface, because numbers don't lie. See, here's why I win in business, because I only play based upon percentages and numbers, not emotions and feelings. 2 reasons most businesses fail. Most of the time, they run out of money. Secondly, they lack market needs of understanding business. Top business ventures over the past 5 years that's failed. I can almost assure you that almost everybody has tried, attempted to try, or had thought about trying up until today. Trucking, Airbnb, Turo, or car rental business, ATM business, vending machines, digital marketing company, Amazon FBA, creating an online coaching program, a credit repair company, e-commerce, a restaurant, stocks, crypto. What do all of those things have in common? You have to be good at 50 million things to make money in those industries. Somebody asked me, what do I think about short-term rental versus long-term? See, here's the thing with short-term rental. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but because I play the percentages, it's a dying industry, meaning the margins are shrinking. 5 years ago, the same load you can get for $5,000, you're now taking at $1,500. 5 years ago, you were paying $85,000 for a truck and trailer, and then once the business stopped working, that same trailer today is now worth $25,000. Also, if you plan on driving, what happened if you get sick? You don't make no money. What happened if you want to take a vacation? You don't make no money. But then, let's say you want to hire people. Well, what do you do if the person you hire gets sick? What do you do if the person you hire quits? What do you do if the person you hire is on drugs? See, there's too many intangibles that we don't think about when we start a business. We just think that we can make a lot of money, but we don't understand the expenses. What do you do when your truck insurance is $3,500 a month just for insurance? So I'm not saying trucking is bad. I'm just saying, why would I put all of my eggs in that basket? And if you do still plan on doing trucking, You need to have an SPV for real estate to stabilize the trucking company that is going to cost you an arm and a leg just to service. You probably got about 5 years left in that industry. But here's one thing I do know. Everybody needs somewhere to live. Everybody. So going back to the Airbnb that somebody asked. For one, I don't rent Airbnb. And if I don't rent, I know there's a pocket of people who don't. I don't want to have to make up my bed. I don't want to have to wash dishes. I don't want to have to sweep up whatever. If I get a haircut at the Airbnb, I don't want to sweep that up. Because now if I don't, I'm charged a cleaning fee, a dirty dish fee, I got to the property too early fee. They charge me a fee just for looking at the fees with Airbnb. Secondly, Airbnb is predicated on discretionary income, which means if people don't have extra money, and we're already talking about we're in a recession, if people don't have money to spend on vacation, your pool of individuals shrink. So again, I play percentages. Why would I invest in an industry where my percentages of people who I can make money from shrinks? Then you got to look at HOAs squeezing people out. You got to look at hotels squeezing Airbnb out. In Las Vegas, people thought they were going to make all of this money because the Raiders were coming. Guess what happened? HOAs and hotels. I posted an article of a gentleman who got $70,000 in fines because he thought he was going to do this under the table. You can't scale a business doing it under the table. That's not a real business. That's called fraud. But everybody needs somewhere to live. So why would I not play the game that has the largest percentages of winning? And that is real estate. See, I eliminate emotions when it comes to business decisions. I only make investments based upon the percentage of winning. Airbnb is cute, it's fancy, it's a niche, but if you live in a city that doesn't have high tourists, you shrink your margins even more. So going back to this list right here, none of these things produce cash flow. Because when you look up what cash flow and when you look up what passive income is making money for very little effort. The only thing that does that, which Andrew Carnegie chimed in on, which he said 90% success rate, is real estate. Why run away from it?